Okay, I want to welcome everybody to our Compound Stock Earnings podcast, Unconventional Wisdom, the CSE podcast show. And we got a full crew on here today. We have Randy out in Phoenix, and we have Keith up east in the cold. We'll see what he's got on his ears today. Cesar and Joni are actually in the car. They're going to be speaking to us via our phone coming in because they're traveling. And Dirk is here and Marcus is here. So we've got a full house. And those bells you hear, you're not in London. That was not the London Tower bell. That's actually my bell over here with the clock. Anyhow, it's been an interesting week. The market's just gone crazy, and there's a lot of things going on. If you remember, if I talked about being a new year, there's a lot of continuing things. Go back to the fiduciary rule. The fiduciary rule has just gotten so bizarre now because they're never going to come up with a rule and how to interpret it because none of these guys can be fiduciaries because none of them are honest enough. But right now, where it stands right now, I'm going to kind of read this off the stuff I've gotten from various sources I supply to. With the fiduciary rule in question, a prominent industrial association is calling on the SEC to issue guidelines on the use of the term advisor when offering advice to retail investors. Well, that's kind of depressing. They don't even know what they are and what the term means. The CFA Institute has drafted a letter asking the SEC to take steps ahead of the full regulatory initiative. It's contemplating to clarify the way financial pros describe themselves and their services. So these, you think they're a bunch of millenniums here, don't even know what they are. The fiduciary rule should be decided by Congress, of all things. That means that'll never happen, to go. We'll all be dead before they ever come up with the fiduciary rule. I think the most interesting is there's an article in Client Communications publication, and the title of the article is "Why Clients Hate Their Financial Advisors." So that kind of sums it up on what's going on there. Regarding our watch Bitcoin, Mark Cuban, the owner of the Mavericks basketball team, has said that you'll be able to buy tickets via Bitcoin for next year. Now this should be interesting. I've never figured out how this thing works in the first place. And,
Bitcoin.
What I keep saying.
Bitcoin.
Okay. Bitcoin. And so that should be interesting to see. And my question is, I understand how you can open an account with US dollars and buy the Bitcoins. And then you've got this little box you keep your Bitcoins in. And then you transfer that money to somebody else. But I don't understand if there's a window where you go get your U.S. cash back. I can't quite figure that out. But anyhow, maybe somebody has some thoughts on that. Why don't we go to Cesar and Joni? They had their unmute your phone there. They had their regular Thursday seminar today, and the market's just been going crazy. We'll get some comments by Randy in a minute, and Cesar and Joni and Keith and everybody. But it's just gone crazy. Apple's announced, they're going to bring money back and pay $25-35 billion in taxes and spending other couple of $100 billion, establish a new center for to be comparable to the one out in California, and Dallas and Austin are on the top of the list, as is Dallas and Austin on top of the list for the new center from Amazon, which would be huge. So, Cesar and Joni, you guys there in the car?
Yeah, we're still in the car.
Okay. So, Cesar and Joni are traveling from Atlanta to where in Florida? St. Simons?
We're going to St. Simons, Georgia. So it's just
okay.
South Georgia, just north of Florida.
Oh, okay.
Not quite Florida, but it's gonna be cold there. So.
Okay. Well, good. That's good.
Yeah, we had our meeting this morning. We both prepped. I prepped an Apple trade, but the tech jumped the resistance and support of the wines during our prep, so we ended up canceling our trade. The option prices were swinging about 20 cents, so we didn't have a good entry point. We canceled the trade prep, and then Joni also had two preps this morning, but the market, like you're saying, was acting sort of erratically, so we ended up staying out of those trades. So
well, that's understandable.
We are seeing more activity. obviously the holidays are over, so that's good for our type of trade. And we have our next full day seminar on the 29th of January. So you can go to the website and sign up for that. It is the full day in the market with Trade Moment. And we teach the charts that we are looking at that you can apply to whatever equity you're trading.
Okay, so you got out of what time did you find? I got your text when you got to Atlanta. What time did you finally get to leave Fayetteville?
Well, no, I got to Atlanta yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Last night. Oh, I got out of Fayetteville at like 6 or something.
Okay, last night.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And it was 0 degrees.
Atlanta has ice storm.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay, you're burning up the airways with those airplanes. That must have been a sudden shock coming back from Panama to Fayetteville with 0 degrees. So.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Terrible for 0. We're actually Joni and I are moving to Florida. That's what we're doing today. We're in the.
Okay. So Randy, what did it go on? Were you able to do anything today with the market being so crazy?
Well, right now, so far, for this week, positions for next week. Last week for the covered calls. Now, I do two different, the advanced charting momentum trade service, and I also do the covered call. With the advanced charting package from Compound Stock Earnings, where 21 indicators that are all put together on one nice, easy to read. And we use momentum trading, where we're looking for the beginning of a rising cycle, and then we buy a call and then sell it for a profit as it goes up.
Okay.
Tuesday, because Monday market was closed. So Tuesday, that was the live in the market coaching webinar. And during that, we selected AMAT as a good momentum trade and entered it during the webinar. And then it closed yesterday for a 4.9% return for one day.
Fantastic.
And everybody that was on the webinar saw exactly the moment that we got in, and was able to follow along with that. Fantastic. Right along the way.
Let me.
And we do that every week. And those are recorded.
Yeah.
So people can watch them later on as well.
Let me interrupt you briefly and point out that people can go to our website, compoundstockearnings.com, and get information on how to sign up for Randy and Cezanne and Joni Key's services, and all the other stuff that we do, and the schedule for seminars and stuff. It's compoundstockearnings.com. Also, you can call in to this broadcast, 214-377-1108. I think Cezanne and Joni have the line right now, 214-377-1108. You can call in, and people won't be able to see you like you can see us, but they'll be able to hear you. And you can direct your questions to whoever would be appropriate for your particular technique. What else? Did I forget anything on that, Randy? CompoundStockEarnings.com. Oh, the Cal Report. Yeah, the Cal Report's been published now for, I guess, what's going on, 17, 18 years. It's free. And you see all the questions that people write, Randy and Keith and Cezanne and Joni and myself, things they ask. So you see what's going on, what's in their minds, how they're doing. And then you see the answers, and you get all that in the Cal Report. And so it's just been around a long time. A lot of people really depend on it to keep up with everything that's going on. Always has a brilliant editorial that I write. And it's free. It doesn't cost anything. So between the Cal Report and the Compound Stock Earnings. Oh, the other thing is, if you would like to send to an email to this broadcast right now, just send it to podcast@compoundstockearnings.com. Podcast@compoundstockearnings.com. We'll get it, we'll read it, and the appropriate person will address your email. If you're listening to this delayed on YouTube, send an email, and then the next session we have here on Thursday, number one, we'll respond to your email immediately anyhow. But then on the next session for the podcast, which is every Thursday at 10 Central, we'll read your email and the answers and such. So you don't have to, even if you're listening to this, a lot of people, tremendous number of people listen to this on YouTube, because you can go back and listen to all the podcasts. So let's get up to Keith, is it cold up north there?
It is chilly up north. It was about 11 degrees this morning when I got up. Not as cold as 0 down in Fayetteville, but we did have actually 0 a couple weeks ago, and it's supposed to be warming up. It's supposed to be around 55 on Saturday, so just extremes.
Yeah, that's going to be great because it's going to be 70 here on Saturday, which is just, I mean, right now it's, I don't know, 22 or something like that. It was about 15 or 19 this morning when I got up, but yeah, you just can't believe it, you know. And you don't have your, you don't have on, like, I thought you'd have like wool, like little socks or something on your earphones there, but you don't.
No. It, if I was doing this outside, I might have that, but being inside, we actually do have central heating up here in the Northeast, Joe. So
really, is it coal fired?
Yeah, right.
Well, I tell you what, it's I just hate it when it gets cold, and of course I live downtown, so do a lot of walking, and boy, the wind, just will. When it's windy. Randy out there though, he's always in the sun. Nothing ever no bad weather ever. They just have good weather. Randy, they're a couple of car companies. They're going to have these self-driving cars, which we're gonna get one for Marcus right off the bat. They use San Francisco and they use Phoenix to test drive those things. And
I'm driving around here.
Yeah, so be careful if you see a car with nobody in it. GM, I think the next year is coming out with a car, a self-driving car. It's not going to have a steering wheel or any pedals or anything. Now, that's going to be interesting. And I don't think I can ever ride one of those things because I get car sick unless I'm driving. And unless they come with a big throw-up bag,
Well, it might be better because I know I get car sick too, but it's always people that have a heavy foot that start and stop all the time.
Well, that's true.
So maybe they'll be better.
That's true. Yeah, I have to always say at least the front seat. Now I can do okay riding in the front seat, like you say, unless there's just stopping and going. But in the back seat, it's just instant death. But anyhow, Marcus and I have this big continuing. He's all for self-driving cars, and I don't think they'll ever really come to market and be successful. But I didn't email it to you the other day, a copy of it, Marcus. But there was a great article on those cars, and I'll find it and email it to you. The ones that they keep trying out in San Francisco and in Phoenix.
Yeah, they're coming, and the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and the blockchain, that's also here to stay. So
you think you'll be able to buy one of those cars, self-driving car with crypto?
Yes, I will. In the not very distant future. Yes.
You're just a crazy bug. I mean, that just ain't going to happen.
Yes, it is.
You can explain to me how you get your dollars back out of that account.
Oh yeah, you can get it out. But I mean, the thing about Bitcoin now is it's you have all these people that are just in the market of Bitcoin and they're just speculating on it. It has nothing to do with it being a cryptocurrency or anything else. They're just getting in and they're betting on whether it's going to go up and betting on whether it's going to go down, just like we tell people not to do.
Well, there's an ETF out now too, and the ETF industry calls it absolutely insane. But it has been approved by whoever does that, I guess, somewhere in Chicago or somewhere. It's exchange somebody, and they say it's again, it's extremely volatile, but it's an ETF. So
didn't Bitcoin drop like 24-25% just in the last day or two? In a single day?
Yeah. What I don't understand, Dirk, is like, let's say Mark Cuban says, okay, he'll start selling next season's tickets. You can buy them with the Krypton, whatever they call it. There's Krypton if you're Superman, right?
Yeah, Bitcoin here.
Bitcoin, okay. So they've got to have some way to get the cash, because if people buy a $100 ticket, and so now Cuban's got the Bitcoin, but let's say it drops 20% the next day, that he's not getting his price that the ticket sells for.
Well, not necessarily, because I mean, cash is just the ability to buy things, and so if the cryptocurrency is accepted in many, many, many places, you don't have a piece of paper, but you have the ability to buy things just like you do with any other currency.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe your question is he has people that will figure out how to turn that back to cash for him.
Don't worry about it, right?
That's right.
There's a lot of people that are trying to do away with cash completely. I mean, that's.
Yeah. Well, I've been pressing Dirk to work with our programmers on our charts and see if we can't get a feed into those charts for the ICE chart using crypto. That would be wild, wouldn't it? Pretty soon, Randy would be doing it. He says no, he's not going to do it. Okay.
No crypto for me.
No crypto for you. Huh? I tell you what, it just Randy. What is I don't have the market running in front of me. What's the Dow right now? Is it up today or down, or can you tell?
The market's down. Let me take a look. That right now on 80, and the S&P's down 3.5.
Oh, okay, just 3.5.
About even.
But what that Dow's just been crazy, and those announcements, more of these companies are beginning to pull this money back, and now we know the president's going to leave. He's not going to die tomorrow. He looks like he passed his physical. I loved it. That group guy, whatever his name is, on CNN, the pretend doctor, just made the statement after that doctor did all that, news conference the other day, and he just came right out and said, "Oh, he's got a bad heart," like he knew what the hell he was talking about. So anyhow, I love to watch those things. They get so crazy. Well, I don't have a lot else going on this end, and appreciate you guys being here and kind of bring us up. It's still kind of a crazy week. This is an earnings week, and so it's a little more treacherous doing deals in earnings weeks because you never know what's going to happen. So you're going to find Cesar and Joni doing less, and Randy's still blowing and going there. And Keith, what about you? You didn't say anything about your return so far.
Yeah, I was able to open a CMIC Iron Condor this morning. It's been tough to open those because just how green the market's been, that the volatility index has been down, so you can't get premium for it. But today, with the questionable closing the government down and all, the VIX was up a bit, and we're able to open a nice CMIC this morning. So I've got a good to cancel to close that for 3% now, and we'll monitor that as the time goes on here.
Yeah. If you close down the government, I mean, we've everybody on this broadcast has been through that a couple of times now. It really doesn't affect a whole lot. I guess it would after several weeks, but it doesn't really affect a whole lot for a couple of weeks. I don't think, does it?
No, I don't think so. The biggest pain is, like, if you remember, we were on the Hawaiian cruise about 4 years ago, and they closed it down. So all the federal parks were closed while we were on the cruise.
There you go.
And that's frustrating. But it's a paid holiday for the federal workers. I mean, they're probably hoping for it to close down, so they get a paid holiday for it.
Well, this would be a good time of year to do it because the weather's so bad. Most people aren't going to be going to those national parks in volume like they might otherwise.
Yeah.
So, Joe, to Keith's point, the longest furlough for the federal government to date so far was 91 days, and everybody received full pay on the 92nd day as soon as the market started back up again. Yeah, they got a 91-day vacation with full pay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The other thing, Joe, I want to mention, though, with the upcoming seminars, the 27th and 28th, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after, I'll be teaching the credit spread CSM weekend online for that. And
that's whole weekend, right?
Yes, and you can go on to the CSE website and register for that. Okay, and if you've already attended it, you get to re-attend it free too.
Okay, and it's been updated. It's on there now. So
okay, good.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, it seems like I saw it when I looked at it yesterday or something like that.
Yep.
I wasn't specifically looking at that, but I did see the words, so I'm sure it's the updated version. So, okay. Well, Dirk, do you have anything new coming up? Anything innovations here, new techniques? I know we've got
we're getting really close to making our announcement on our charting. We're getting very close to that. I'm just trying to finish up that effort right now with the new developers that you mentioned. So that's going to be nice to see that roll out. Okay. That's the big thing on my horizon right now. That's taking up most of my time.
Yep. Okay. Very good. Well, I'm glad that you're not going to be going down there this weekend to Puerto Rico. I mean, it still just doesn't sound very good down there,
Yeah, I mean, that plus that article you sent me about they have double the number of homicides this year to date so far is a little scary.
Yeah, they're going to what's called, I never heard that broken window routine. What's happened for the people listening in Puerto Rico, a lot of policemen hadn't been paid in a long time. And so they're not consistently going to work. So they've had a really incredible number of murders, like twice what it would normally be. I mean, I think this month they've had like, what, 40 or 50 or 60? I don't remember the article exactly, whatever.
43, which was
43
double the number last year.
Yeah. So they're doing what New York did several years ago. It's called the broken pane concept. And what the policemen do that are working, they just stop people for everything. I mean,
Yeah, minor infractions just to get people off the street, really.
Yeah, just to get them. And in the process of doing that, you're going to pick up some that are bad, bad folks, probably came from the mainland, from the United States, and came over there for vacation, something like that, get rid of them. But, things like that. So it's kind of and you look so suspicious with that beard, Yeah,
I'm going to stand up. I'll probably get a broken window charge the second I get off the plane.
Yeah, they'll make you shave.
Yeah.
Hey, your photograph on your driver's license probably is not. You don't have the beard, right?
No, nor my passport either. So
you may not even be able to get out to come back.
Yeah, I might be stuck down there.
You may have to publicly shave right there in the airport.
That's better than being publicly caned. So that's okay.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody. I really appreciate everybody's input. And Cezanne and Joni, you guys have a safe drive and have a good NOG convention down there. And we'll see everybody next week. Okay. Bye-bye. See everybody next week. Bye-bye. Okay.
Bye.